All right, I'll talk to you guys about what I consider to be effective cardio because people have asked me. They've heard me mention it. Cardio is very important. You do it correctly, otherwise you're just pissing in the wind. Okay, first I want to show you this badass shirt I got here. It's one of my new shirts. You know, I get a lot of stuff sometimes just to experiment, see what it looks like, if it's cool or not. So does Jason. Jason likes different kind of things than I do because he's younger, and his take on what is cool and hip is a lot different than mine. Anyway, this badass shirt, let me show you. Watch, look at the back of this bad boy. You see that? Yeah, I like it. You know I like these shirts. The only problem with this shirt is it's got to get washed because it's fucking stiff yet. Oh. So it's got to get washed yet. It's very stiff, but I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah. I was going to get the back embroidered, but it'll be bigger, and you know, then maybe get something on the front. I don't know, my name or something. Anyhow, what the hell is effective cardio? All right. This is directed to you're out of shape, you don't know about cardio, you know you need to do it, but you don't really know what you're doing. Okay, here's what you do. First thing, you got to go get you one of these heart rate monitors. These little things you can like wear these buggers on your wrist or whatever. Tells you what your heart's doing. All right, go get you one of those. Don't worry about, every machine has one, but they don't always work and all this other horse shit. Just go get you one. If you're serious, it's not a big investment. It's $20, a couple dollars more or less than that. Get them at Walmart or wherever. All right, then next thing you do is go in the gym and get your ass on a piece of cardio equipment. It's that simple. All right, now when you get ready to do your cardio, things to remember. I'd say the minimum amount of effective cardio per session is going to be 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Okay? For 20 minutes, your heart has to be in its ideal fat burning zone. So range. Okay, how do you figure out where the hell that is? Well, you're going to figure it out for yourself, you know, after a while, but initially, just as a starting point, just going to go by the standard chart. They have these charts everywhere. They're on every piece of cardio equipment. You can Google and find one. It'll tell you age, body weight, and give you a range of your heartbeat. Within this range, that's your ideal place to be to burn body fat. So that's where you want to go. You don't want to go faster than that. You don't want to go slower than that. You want to be in that range for 20 minutes. You have to maintain that 20 minutes. Okay, that's why running outside and all this, it's not ideal. Why? Because you're not going to be able to keep a steady, consistent pace. You're not going to keep your heart rate where you need it to be. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a lot easier to do, especially for somebody just starting out on a venture like this on a piece of equipment. In my opinion, treadmill, easiest way to go. Treadmills are found everywhere. They're obtained rather easily and cheaply now. People buy them, then don't even use them, so they sit around taking up space. It's easy to get a used one that's good, and so forth and so on. Okay, you want to use an elliptical, use an elliptical. You have bad knees, can't handle the impact of being on a treadmill, use a recumbent bike. I'm going to tell you this, in my opinion again, recumbent bikes, much more difficult for you to burn fat on a recumbent bike effectively. Now, the sit-up bikes, the regular bike, I think that's more of an advanced thing. I don't think that's the way to go when you're first starting out. Get your ass on a treadmill. Okay, if one of these things sounds better to you because you get to sit on your ass, there's your first issue right there. Normally in this kind of pursuit, if it's more difficult, it's usually the better option. So stand up on a treadmill or elliptical or stair stepper. Stair stepper's a bitch. Stair stepper's very difficult. You want to use that, go ahead. Now me, when I get on the treadmill, I don't want to run, I don't want to jog, so I incline the treadmill. My treadmill, I crank it up to like 11 or 12. It's like way inclined. That way I'm just trudging up this hill. Nice consistent pace. When I get my heart rate where I want it to be, then I'll slow it down or whatever I got to do, or make whatever changes and adjustments so I can pretty much just maintain within my range. All right, the time it takes for you to get to that number. to get in that range. If it takes you 2-3 minutes, that doesn't count toward the 20 minutes. Okay, at the end of the 20 minutes, I always slow the machine down gradually, and I slow down and wind down. Okay, if you want to do that, go ahead. It doesn't take much. I only spend maybe a minute and a half to do that. But if you want to do that, go ahead. But that time doesn't count. So every second you're not on that, you are on that piece of equipment, that treadmill or whatever, that doesn't necessarily count. The only time that counts is once your heart's within that range, you maintain that a solid 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because, and it's going to vary person to person, just like the fat burning range thing, but we have a starting point. We figure that the average person, you're going to be around 12 to 15 minutes to just burning liver glycogen. Okay, your muscle glycogen, what your pump is, okay, your muscles are burning that, is fuel localized. Liver is burning liver glycogen for endurance loads, for things that challenge you cardiovascularly. Liver supplies that energy. You want to exhaust that so we can try and dig into some body fat. Because again, my method is burn the fat off, not starve it off. You can't independently just selectively starve off fat. If you starve your body, you starve the whole body. Okay? True enough, even if you screw everything up, I haven't seen a case otherwise. So I'm just going to go ahead and say you will always lose fat at a faster rate than you lose muscle. But ideally, you want to hang on to all the muscle. Ideally, you would like to gain a couple pounds of it at the same time or near the end, but you want to hang on to all the muscle that you can hang on to and just target fat. To do that, we burn it off. We don't starve it off. That's old. That's passé. Only people doing that are people that are still behind, a couple decades on their information, and how they apply it. And, well, we don't need to get into any more than that. It's not necessary. All you need to know is get on the treadmill, get your heart rate up there. Once your heart rate's where it belongs, 20 minutes there. Then wind down a little bit, get the hell off. Now, when you go to get off, you're going to be dizzier than shit. If you've never done this or you haven't done this in a long time, when you first start out, that first 1 or 2 sessions, you're going to feel a little dizzy. Nothing to be alarmed about. Don't panic. It's not a cop-out. That doesn't mean you don't have to do it anymore. That's nothing. That's normal, okay? That'll go away. That'll only happen the first time or 2 at the most. First time you get on, if you can't do 20 minutes, don't do 20 minutes, okay? It's not a fail. First time you get on, if you can only do 5 minutes, if you can only do 10 minutes, that's a success. That's a win, because yesterday you didn't do any, 0, zilch. Today you did 5 or 10 minutes. That's a step in the right direction. Then the next time you get on, do 15 minutes. Then the next time you get on, do your 20. Get to that 20-minute minimum, all right? Once you're at your 20 minutes where you can do your 20 minutes, you pull it off. It's going to be hard. Then you want to do two 20-minute sessions a week. That's your initial space them out. 2 20-minute sessions a week should get the fat started to move. I know people are going to say, oh, that's not enough. Yeah, that is enough. If you haven't been doing any cardio, that's enough. Now, if you've been doing all kind of dumbass cardio incorrectly, well, now you screwed up, because now you're going to have to do something different. All right? You're still going to do it. It's still going to work. You still figure it out. But people that jump in with both feet and do cardio every day, you see them in the gym doing cardio, yeah, they experience a dramatic loss. In the beginning, they lose a lot of body mass, whatever they're trying. Hopefully just body fat, but they're going to lose a lot of mass, let's say, body weight. And then when it stops coming off, you got to be able to keep stepping it up. Your body becomes resistant. Your cardiovascular system becomes healthier. And so it's no longer has to burn off body fat to do what you're asking it to do. So you have to keep, okay, your metabolism already speeds up so much, it doesn't continue to have to speed up for you to do that anymore. So now you got to increase the load, just like with lifting. So now the 2 sessions becomes 3 sessions. Okay, so what you do is the 2 sessions at first. Fat's going to come off a little bit. Okay, just small steps to the moon. When it stops coming off, then either add a session and make it 3 a week, 20 minutes, or elongate the other 2. So that's only 10 minutes, but it doesn't matter. Either take the 2 you got at 20 and make them each 25, depending on your time, you know, how much your time is fucking challenged, or add in another third 20-minute one. Then when you got to step it up again, don't add a fourth one, just elongate those each one by 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? Just minimum amount, all right? Just step it up, minimum amount. Progressively, you know, increase the workload just a little by little so you can always continue to increase it. Find ways of increasing it. You understand? Because when you get to the point where you can't step it up anymore, then no more fat comes off and you're doing cardio before you know it to get the last bit off at the end of the diet, and you'll eventually get there. No matter how far you got to go, sooner or later, you'll get there. When you get there, you don't want to be doing cardio hours every day just to try and get that last bit off because you're in such good cardiovascular shape. You really don't have to, the body's already, it won't adapt further. So that's what you're going to have to do. Just enough is enough. That's the way to do it. There's something else popped in my head momentarily. Okay, what this thing they call fasted cardio. You know, that's, they got a name for everything now. I didn't vote on it. Anyway, fasted cardio, all that is I go to bed, I get up in the morning, I do my cardio first thing before I eat. And that's what I do. Makes it easier for me to get to the body fat. There's not a whole bunch of shit in my stomach. There's not a bunch of food and calories that I've just put in. The only thing I'm going to put in is some black coffee. You can have black coffee. That's all. Have you some black coffee if you like. Have whatever you like. You know, I have some black coffee before I do my cardio. Other thing I like to do is L-carnitine. I'll take L-carnitine liquid, strongest I can get. It's like, I don't know what the dose is, that one I got, but it's pretty strong. When you go look at it for the food store or online, okay, you'll see different doses. Get the most dense, you know, highest dose one that you can get. And I'm not going to bullshit you. I take a swig of the shit and then get on the treadmill like 20 minutes after I've had that swig. Now, you want to play it safe and do it, you know, you want to be able to measure that a little bit better than that. Just take whatever the serving is. Try one serving initially. It's a tablespoon or whatever the hell it is. Take that. What that's going to do is it's a hell of a fat burner, and it will almost yield the results of like 2 cardio sessions in one. So it absolutely is a game changer. L-carnitine before your cardio. On an empty stomach. You want to have some black coffee or something like that, you can have that. Okay, that's it. And then do your cardio. So that's about all, right? Leave anything out? It's pretty simple. That's effective cardio. Pretty simple. Any questions? Email me. Hopefully I'll see it. If I do, I'll try to answer it.